everybody, Summer's Locos here, and welcome back to the railway. Welcome back to another review. Today I'm looking at a brake van by Bachmann. That is the Bachmann tow brake van. Well, not a tow brake van, but the Severn Valley Railway Association tow brake van. So I bought this one from the Nene Valley Railway, and I believe I bought it for £10, which is a pretty good price. As well, being the fact that this is I believe it is a one-off brake van. As I said, this is from the Severn Valley Railway. It is in the need for 7819 Hinton Manor for their fund, to raise funds for the restoration for the locomotive, which hopefully that will happen one day. So the Loco isn't actually at Severn Valley Railway at the moment. It's currently on loan to the Vale of Rydal Railway, which has been replaced by Earl of Berkeley at Severn Valley. Now at Severn Valley, so they can I think it's 1 or 2 year contracts to see if they can make funds from either side, which is interesting. But anyway, I think it's time we should take this brake van out of its box, have a closer look, and then we get on to some running. So let's get started. Okay, so there is the brake van, tow brake van, ready to be unboxed. And before I do that, let's look outside the box here. So the one I have here is 33-301Q. It is a 20-ton towed brake van in the BR light grey. Loco Stafford Road, so this is where this one would have been based at, and this is for Wolverhampton branch, so SVRA or Severn Valley Railway Association, in aid of 7819 Hinton Manor. Yes, so it's nice to have an actual real life piece of item rolling stock from the Severn Valley Railway. I mean, I've got classes of locomotives that are at the railway, and got one that's really close to being the actual number on the railway, but I've never actually owned one that's actually properly. I mean, I have got one Loco that used to be there, but it's no longer there. Actually, I do actually, class 50 that is, that's based at the railway there. Yeah, it's very true. But anyway, let's take this tow brake van out of its box and have a closer look at the models. So I think I'll go from this end. There we go. Let's slide it out if I can. There we go. We've got a card here as well, which is good to see. Don't hit the track. What's this? Oh, so it's a limited edition model, as you can see here. One of a limited edition of 500 builds. So I have number 288, which is interesting. And then it just tells you what it is and pretty much what it says on the side of the box, as you can see there. There we go. Yep, that's good. That's good to know. Right, so there's the model. So let's take it out of the packaging, well, the ice block casing. Yeah, there's not much weight to it there, I must say. But I mean, you don't want it obviously ridiculously heavy, of course. Yeah, this looks very good. So there is the Bachmann tow brake van for the Severn Valley Railway Association, 7819 Hinton Manor Fund. Yeah, that looks pretty damn good, I must say. It's nice to see them couplings. Yeah, I do love this sort of. It's not like sort of the BR grey that I have. It's sort of a bit of a darker grey, if you know what I mean. Yeah, that's quite good. I won't talk about it much until we get it up against the right background and have a closer look at the detail of this. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with this so far. Yeah, those wheels are turning freely, so should be quite good on the hill test. But anyway, let's go and put up against the white background and check out some of the detail, the detail of this tow brake van, and then we'll get into some track action. So let's get started. Okay, so there is the Bachmann tow brake van up against the white background. To have a closer look at some of the detail, well, as much detail as possible as we can find on this brake van, and also look at some of the features of this as well. So I think it's safe to say that it's got like the livery choice for this. It's got like it's very clever because it feels like as if it's been weathered, but at the same time I can't see any weathering on this. So unless it's just the colour grey that makes it look like as if it's been weathered, which is probably the case in this. But then again, this is a real life tow brake van, W 35734 at the Severn Valley Railway. So it's got to be weathered. It's got to be outside. Yes, it has been used. So yeah, that's a good representation of the brake van here and the livery. But anyway, let's start at the front of the brake van. So at the front of the brake van, as you can clearly see, we have got NEM couplings on this brake van, which are good, which is very good to see. I have noticed that the hook on this side, I'm not sure if that's supposed to be the case or not, is missing on this side. There's a hole there which I'm questioning about, which is interesting. So it may have fallen off somewhere on the line. The other side has one, which I'll show you shortly. You may have noticed earlier that I did do a sprung buffer test, and no, this brake van doesn't have any sprung buffers. They're just plastic, dark polymer buffers on this, with the grey stem, which is connected to the frame of the brake van. A bit of a shame, but I dare say, being that there's only 500 of these, you would have thought that there would have been sprung buffers on this, but oh well, not the end of the world. The detail inside the front, you might not be able to see that clearly, but let's see if I can turn the light on. There we go. So, as you can see inside, we have got the handbrake inside. Quite a few nicely planked planks, which is good to see. We have got a few windows, and is that a door? Yeah, that's a door over there, which is good to see. Yeah, we have got what looks to be some sort of seat at the front here. Yeah, it's interesting. There's some sort of boxes next to it. I'm not sure entirely what those small boxes are. If you do know them, please do tell me, unless they're just boxes. Could be, of course, very well be. Yeah. So another thing I've noticed is that the size of the brake van has got a lot of semi-fitted handrails, which is good to see. All white, as you notice. There's 1, 2, 3 on this side. There's 2 large ones and one completely on its own on the side of the door there. Looking back at the front, we have got it looks like sort of metal plating on this side, being held by the, obviously just plastic, but in real life it would be metal bars to hold it in place properly. Yep, which is good to see. There is some riveting on there, as you can see as well, which is good to see. Coming alongside the brake van then, which is where we were earlier, you can clearly see that we have got all the planking, which is good, down the side of the brake van, which is good, and it's really sort of clear to see. Even from here, I can see it. and what looks to be metal plating between the handrails here, which is interesting. If that was the original way, then it's quite an interesting contrast between wood and metal. But then, of course, it could be a case of the whole side could have been wood, and they put metal in because of how downgraded the wood was. Of course, there's a possibility. The number lettering, which is a really vibrant colour of white, and you can clearly see it. Locos Stafford Road, RUW35734. And then, of course, 20 tonnes and 20.2. Is that accurate tonnes, maybe? Possibly. Yeah. And then, of course, you've got the footstep, which goes all the way along here, which connects to the axle boxes. They aren't all in the same colour, which is fine. Of course, the wheels are metal, which is really good to see. Hopefully this time these ones will stay on, because the very first Great Western one that I reviewed, Great Western Toad in the dark grey, one side came off and it continues to come off, which is annoying. And of course those wheels were really stiff and I couldn't do a proper hill test. Yeah. You've also may notice that we have got a chimney at the top here, just here, which is nice to see, obviously in the compartment area at the back. Speaking of the back, we have got the two windows with no glass in them, all plastic, see-through plastic whatsoever. A little bit annoying being this is a limited edition model, and yet again we've got no sprung buffers on this side either. And as you can see, we have got that hook on this side. So that is what the hook was supposed to be looking like on this side. I wish one this side that doesn't. But then again, the tow brake van will be facing coupling the wagons on this side instead of the other end, so it's not a big problem. And we have got some more wooden planking with the door, and also some metal plating as well. So there just seems to be a case of wooden planking above on the top area of the brake van, and then metal plating on the bottom part of the brake van, which is interesting to see. I do wonder if that is a case of that is what they originally did, what Great Western Railway did originally, of course. Yeah, which is interesting. Yeah, it's odd, strange to see that combo, but it works. It works. Yeah. So, without any further ado, I think it's time we put this brake van down onto the track to test out the hill test and how well those wheels turn. So let's go and do that. Okay, so here we are down onto the hill, ready for the hill test of the Bachmann Toad brake van. And being that it's obviously a larger wheel frame, it can hold itself in place quite well. But then, of course, if it starts to roll away the moment I put it down on the track, then it goes to show how good this is. But obviously, I didn't notice that today. So hopefully it won't let me down now. But anyway, without further ado, let's just give it a nudge and see what it can do. Getting to a point where the hill can take it away. Good to hear. Oh. Oh. Okay, so it's able to move, but not smoothly. It's like something's catching. Let's have a look underneath to see. think one of the wheel sets has got a very slight wobble to it, which is why it's acting weirdly. Let's try it again. Yeah, I mean, it obviously it's a bit stiff around the corners, as you can see there. Just look, if you do like that, it comes to a stop quite quickly. I mean, again, that could be due to the fact that it's got a large wheel set frame. But I mean, it hasn't got enough. There's obviously still a little bit of friction to hold it in place, but to get it to go, it does struggle a little bit. Yeah, I mean, there it has enough. It hasn't got as much friction to get it going, which is good. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, this could have been better. I mean, yeah, again, it's a limited edition model. It should be good, but yeah, there's a slight wobble to one of the wheels. There's also there's a slight wobble in its movement as well. Very slight. I mean, I can see it. I'm not sure if you can. Yeah, but then again, it's just a brake van. So if it was a wagon, then it could have been doing some stuff. But then, of course, it's a brake van, so it's supposed to be there in support if the brakes of the loco or the wagons fail, and that's there to hold it in place. So it's not like a passenger train that it needs to be hauled by a powerful locomotive. No, that's not the case. It's free enough for any loco to haul it. So yeah, not a problem at all. Right, I think it's time we get this down onto the main track, which we'll be running on. Couple up to a freight train, being a brake van, and then we're getting a ring system sorted. So let's go and do that. Okay, so there is the Bachmann tow brake van down onto the track, ready to be coupled up to the freight train of wagons. A bit of a variety of both Great Western and also privately owned BR commemorative wagons, that sort of thing, which is pretty much all the wagons that I normally run, apart from the ones that are multicoloured, like the rainbow train. I haven't actually run that one in a while, so I do hope that one day I will be able to run that once again. But anyway, for now, back onto the review. You may notice that the hook on the tow brake van is looking a little bit high, so I'm hoping it shouldn't be a problem for this. Now, as it is on the corner, I'm not going to run the loco or locos backwards because it may not actually work on the corner here or the curve. So I'm just going to do this by hand this time, just to be easier in this situation. But anyway, let's see what this coupling is like. So I'm just going to move the brake van forwards. And let's see what's going on there. Okay, so the wagon coupling, the camera, the wagon coupling has engaged, but the tow brake van one hasn't yet. Let's see if I can correct that. Doesn't seem to want to reach by the looks of it. I'm hoping it will engage. Well, let's just see if I can do that, and then no, it's not going to engage like that in this position, but it is coupled, but not fully engaged. But it will do. I do hope that when it gets onto the straight, it will couple. I will tell you when it goes past me on the train. But yeah. Anyway, for now, let's go and have a look at the locomotives I have chosen for today. And this time, it's a double header. And here they are. So I have chosen the Great Western Railway, well, ex-Great Western, BR 69XX Hall class, number 6947 Helmingham Hall, in the lovely Brunswick Green, well, lime Brunswick Green livery. And I've also chosen the BR Standard 4MT tender locomotive, number 75070. Obviously, the one at Severn Valley Railway is 75069. So these two are pretty much identical to each other, apart from the number, and also by the fact that this one's slightly got weathered as well. And yes, you're probably wondering why I've chosen these locomotives. Well, the hint is the fact that the brake van I'm reviewing today is a Severn Valley Railway locomotive. So today I'm running engines that have been or owned by the Severn Valley Railway. I've gone to trying to make as many steam locomotives as I have possibly, but I've tried to do it though as ones that have been on the railway for have been owned or have been on the railway just a static display, if you know what I mean. But mainly for running though. But anyway, let's get the running session sorted and ready to go, and then we'll see the other engines off that I have chosen today. So let's go and get started on the running session. Right, with the power to the track on, let's get this double header going. Give it a moment to get going there. The other company hasn't picked just yet. I do hope it'll pick soon. Now, the next engine may not be an engine owned by the Severn Valley Railway, but I have seen one at the railway, and that was 80079, and that was in their Harley engine shed on loan from the Barry Hill Roundhouse. But also, I wanted to use this locomotive to also hint the fact of the 3MT tender engine, tank engine, which is a new build engine. And here comes the double header. So yeah, that's the main reason why I have chosen this locomotive. Yeah. So without further ado, let's get this engine going. I've gone with the box fans with it today. And so on the third line, I have gone with a diesel locomotive in the form of a Class 52 Western. Now the Severn Valley Railway has two 52s on their line, D1015 and D1062. I think it's Western Champions D1015 and is it Western Courier, I think, is D1062. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is right. But anyway, now it's time to get this new Class 52 heading off with a variety of Trouble the Pre-Mark 1s and Pullmans. Okay, and on the fourth line, I have gone with a Great Western Railway Small Prairie. Now, the Severn Valley Railway has 4566 as their logo. Obviously, this is a slightly different Small Prairie, being this one has got the raised front of the water tank, when the Severn Valley Railway's one is a straight topped water tank engine. So hopefully one day that engine will return, hopefully one day.
But anyway, for now, let's get 5517 on the move with its Breakfast Railway passenger train. Enjoy this promotion. Well, after another fantastic mining session, a couple of derailments on the box fan train. I think it's due to the fact that some of the customers do get stuck, and when they touch something else when they're supposed to not to touch, it throws the box fans off. But apart from that, it has been a fantastic mining session. With that, that is all I've got time for today. So if you enjoyed today's video, please do like and subscribe to keep the channel going, and I'll see you all next time for some more reviews and videos. Goodbye everyone.